Hello and welcome back to another live people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And we are doing a very different stream. Uh my whole thing of the reason why I did this is one, international break is boring. Two, I don't do any solo streams. Like really. I really don't do many solo streams. It's only if I'm doing like a live match reaction where I actually give you a solo stream. And I feel like I need to do a bit more when it comes to that. It's just try to get a like add to the schedule, try to work it around my actual life. It's been very difficult. But we are here to do Q&A, ask anything slash roast me. I don't know how many comments we're gonna get for the roast me, but like you guys do it anyway, so it kind of doesn't really matter. But as going on, we're just gonna answer the questions you've asked on the YouTube page, the Instagram, and also in the live chat. Feel free to ask anything. It doesn't actually have to be about football either. You can ask what you want. Big up to Melon for the redirect. Appreciate it, Melon. Let's get into the comments. Big up John as always. Man like Mike's, the headmaster of football YouTube. Big up. First roast of the day. Yeah, I feel like I know where the roasts are gonna go. I just want to see if where people will take it. Wagwan forehead. Thanks. Mike's is suited for the British weather. Man doesn't need an umbrella. His massive head keeps his clothes. Brilliant. Man uses his hat for shopping. Aye, okay. Do you know what? Yeah, that's probably the most creative joke about my head. I'll be real. And that's a big why, big pause moment. But that is the most creative joke I've probably heard. Uh, stop buying my YouTube ideas, by the way. First, E roast. Big up Elijah as always. Right, I can't lie. Obviously, I did steal it, but yeah, it's very out. It was very spontaneous for me to do this. I just thought I ain't gonna stream since Monday. So I'm gonna start with Wait, hold on. Let me answer this one. How do you achieve your How do you achieve your build? Think you're meant to say massive forehead and be 3 foot at the same time. Brilliant. Thanks, John. I'm gonna start with the YouTube community page first, and that's some of you guys' question. Then I'm gonna move on to Instagram, and then we'll just answer whatever is in the chat. Uh, Big up to John who put a few questions here. Out of the 4 shows you do, which is the best and the worst? Very difficult question. The best show I do, I can't lie. There's not a right answer here either way, is there? Because somebody's gonna corn me in a group chat. But I wouldn't know about worst. What do you guys think the worst is, and why? Because I'll be real, the shows are just they're weekly in it, so it feels the same to me. But the best, I think the best is for me right now is From Out West with Elijah, just because not just because he's here. The reason why I say that is because like I get to go off topic. It allows us to go off topic all the time. I need a break from football. Um, so because I can't really like differentiate the shows in terms of dynamic, because I have a different dynamic with everyone. So me and Alfie, obviously we go way back, so that we're never gonna be like bad on camera and bad off camera. Me and Elijah are like Elijah's like the most YouTuber because like Melon and Alfie channels are fairly new compared to Elijah. Um, and with Prime, there's another dynamic there. It's another dynamic. It's a way different dynamic. We also take it off topic, but we also have. I feel like with Prime is like I can only make certain type of jokes with him because of what we watch, like Filthy Fellas and stuff like that as well. So we get the same references. Like this, like me and Melon will go off topic anyway because that's what we do. Like it's very difficult in terms of dynamic wise. I've got different dynamics with everyone. The reason why From Out West is the best is because it's all about character. It's all about character. It's all about just going off topic but keeping the audience engaged. Uh, John, you put From Out West, the show, then the show of Melon, then the show of Prime, then the show of Alfie. You know, fucking hell, man. Damn, the GV Ocean, the longest standing show, got put at the bottom. Alfie, you have been relegated. Any reason why, John, why From Out West is the best? Or just for your order in general? I'd love to know. Would you consider getting hair transplant? Is what John also asked. And no, No, I am not getting a hair transplant. I have hair. I have hair. My hairline is calm, and I have hair. No bald spot. Exactly. Because it was never a bald spot. It was just thin at the top. But you're probably gonna make that joke again because I'm getting a haircut this week. So, um, Elijah just put forehead in the YouTube chat and the YouTube community page. Brilliant. Thanks, Elijah. Another question from John. You are stranded on the island. Which of the Spectrum Squad are you picking to survive, with Elijah not included? Why is Elijah not included in that question? So, out of all, like, I guess I keep thinking non-YouTubers because Alfie and Miller don't upload as much. But who am I picking? Who am I picking to survive? I'll survive with. Um, I'm picking Alfie. I've known him for the longest. I've known Alfie for the longest. I'm picking Alfie. It's quite as simple as that. I'll be so honest. I'll be so honest. It is simple as that. I've known Alfie for the longest, so I'm going to pick him. He is too smart for the Spectrum. Okay, so he's not part of Spectrum. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. To be fair, we're not Spectrum because we're not smart, even though I am not smart. But it's more because we're like goofy, I'd say. Because I was going to use certain words that would make us sound stupid anyway. But I wouldn't say it's because we're like stupid, innit? Even though I am stupid. Prime asked, why doesn't AJ have a show? Because me and AJ weren't really as close beforehand. But also, I've got 4 shows. I don't need a 5th show. Because you could also say, why don't I have a show with Jay? Why don't I have a show with Steve? Why don't I have a show with Lewis, Northside, other people around the space that I'm close with? Yeah, so Jay, Steve, Lewis, Northside, those are the other people that I'm really good with, like Flawless as well. Like, there's bare people I don't have a show with, but the reason why is because I've got 4 shows already. I've got 4. When I asked Melon and Elijah to do a show, I barely knew AJ. Like, I met him once on a call-in show, but I talked to him a few times on Insta. But me and AJ talk more often now, but it's different. It's different. It was the right timing for a show of Elijah or a show of Melon. Because me and Melon were meaning to do a show from time ago anyway, as well. Meaning to do a show. So that answers your question. Elijah asked, do you feel external pressure from people, friends or family to make it on YouTube? No. Nah. If I'm gonna be totally blunt and honest, I wouldn't say people that are like, let's say the people that you guys don't know, so people in my personal life, like off camera. I wouldn't say they like my former people that I used to be friends with, were the most supportive. Um, but my family don't really care. They don't really care about the YouTube side. It's just like, go and whatever you do with your life, just like go forefront with it, sort of thing. I think they'd like me to do other things because like it's all about privacy and the internet and stuff like that as well. But this is fun to me, so we have to keep it fun. When the fun stops, and that can apply for anything and not just like from a betting aspect or anything, because that's usually a slogan for betting. But in general, when the fun stops, I'm having fun on YouTube. I've stopped daily uploading because I didn't see the point. I wasn't getting what I thought I was going to get back. So I'm going to try and work on better videos. And to be fair, the actual ratio of what the videos are getting now have been better, like the vlog for the protest and the podcast. Big up AK in the chat. Hope you're doing well, bro. So when it comes to external pressure, external pressure, I don't really get pressure from friends. The only person that really puts pressure on me is me. I'm the only one putting pressure on myself, but because I put so much pressure on myself, and because I really want to do well, because I really want to achieve what I do want to achieve, it is very difficult for someone like myself to keep my head up all the time, especially when I feel like I am the person helping people more than I accept help from others. Because people do try and help me. I don't always accept it because I feel like I need to figure out stuff on my own. So, for example, I feel like I've actually had quite a lot of help in my life already, which is why I stopped asking for help. I don't directly ask for help unless I really feel like I can't do it. I really feel like it's impossible. Or I'm just really slow and I'm just tired. And it's not big, it's not a selfish thing, but it's a case of like I don't feel like I've actually done enough at this age in my life as a 22-year-old man to do enough things independent to really be proud of. So that's why I try and do more stuff on my own anyway. But if I have to take the long route, I have to take the long route. It's simple as that. If I have to take the long route, that it is what it is. I have to. But I'm stubborn enough to keep with that. I am stubborn enough to keep with that. I have to be real. Big up to Yasser as well. Hope you're doing well, bro. I need to put this banner up actually as well. Let me put this banner up as well. So I'm just going to read the comments and you can see them on the side. Elijah also asked on the community page, have you ever felt like making a response of one of my cooking videos? No. I think, to be fair, the only times I've been directly cooked was obviously the podcast, the most recent SNN video, and not including the stream Elijah recently did. I just did a reaction because I thought it was funny, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because we knew Elijah was making that video. But I don't know if that's snitching or not. But I thought it was going to be worse than it actually was, like from my end. But it was just a Columbine joke. It was just a Columbine joke that and obviously the stealing story. Obviously, the amount of times I said allegedly, and it is allegedly. So is what it is, man. Is what it is. But no, I've never needed to feel like to make a response because, like, first of all, 1v1 videos, when it comes to 1v1 getting cooked in a video, you're gonna back Elijah more than probably most people on YouTube in this space. But I had nothing to respond with. It wasn't like on my days. Like I've got an angle where I can. Oh, the only other time I've been directly cooked, which I did make a response video, but it wasn't me cooking Elijah back, was I got roasted on the PSG Tottenham watch along. I went 0 for 2, by the way. I said Chevrolet's better than Donnarumma. Chevrolet made a mistake. And I said Tottenham would win 2-0. And Tottenham were 2-0 up. I lost 3-2. Well, no. They drew 2-2, lost the penalties. So I got two things wrong. And I got cooked for the Chevrolet thing. I was actually out at the time. And I got a voice note. I was at a Filthy Fella show. I put a voice note to my ear. And I'm just getting cooked. I'm like, why am I getting called a fat forehead, whatever? And I go in and I keep listening. It's like, the Chevrolet thing, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not even watching the game at this point, so I'm like, fuck, has he made a mistake? The Mike's curse is real, so I made a response, but it was me just reacting again. I just react to the content because there's kind of no point trying to out roast Elijah. It's kind of long. I'll be so honest. That is all the YouTube questions. Big up, Jonathan. Are you going to watch the World Darts Championship in December? Because I can't wait for it. I might be. If I can get, because I've seen there's opportunities to get tickets for either the World Championships or like the Premier League darts, like in events around London. I would like to go to a live darts event. I can't lie, and I can get a ticket. So I might have to, I actually might have to get one. If I could get a semi-cheap ticket, I'll be at the darts. By the way, people are like, how do you get tickets for stuff? There's apps that are really reliable. Like, just use nothing illegal. Just use Viagogo if you want to use you can go to concerts or events like that where it's darts or things of high caliber. If you got a bit of money on the side, go on Viagogo and get something. I'm gonna go to now the Instagram. So I also asked on Instagram about questions and stuff, and a lot of them questions have come from the fellow pen game community as well. So I will read that. And this one is the one in the title: favorite childhood show. Big up to Chris. Favorite childhood show. We did the stream on Jay's channel talking about favorite cartoons and stuff. General childhood show would be The Simpsons, and it's not even for children, but I used to watch that a lot as a kid. In terms of just cartoon, it'll be Horrid Henry, Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob, Ben 10, Power Rangers, was it I can't remember if it's called SPD, something like that. I don't remember what they say in the theme tune. I just knew it as the original Power Rangers. That's how I viewed it in my head. But also Power Rangers Jungle Fury as well. That was also another one where Power Rangers Jungle Fury had that on like a video thing you put in the TVs and shit. I feel like I'm showing my age saying that, and I'm 22. But I used to watch Power Rangers Jungle Fury all the time as well. So those were the main shows I watched growing up. I think I said everything. Horrid Henry, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, SPD, yeah. Power Rangers to the rescue. Boom, 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 boom. That's the autism. Connor, I just seen you tag me inside, so I will check that out in a sec. But yeah, so Power Rangers, Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob, Ben 10. We got like extra shows in The Simpsons. Uh, yeah. Rate Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben out of 10. Oh, that was a shocking fight. Eubank got spattered as well. That was a very professional performance from Conor Ben. Even like a 6. The only reason why I say it is because I don't like watching one-sided fights. That was a very, very one-sided fight. It was very professional, and it just felt like from the jump he was trying to weigh him down, body shot, and then not letting him counter punch as much as he wanted to. And Eubank just stood in the corner from round 1 to round 11. Like it was very disappointing. It was like he wasn't getting out of his corner. I don't know whether it was like lack of listening to coaches. I don't know whether it was because of the conditioning, because of how much weight he lost, or whatever it was. The pressure of trying to retain the title after a rematch. It was, yeah, 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 bro. To say I did exactly what you said is an understatement. Pause. Hey, let me. Joe, I'm gonna check this out now. I think you tagged my clips. My clips page. But yeah, Connor is a legend when it comes to these drawings. I can't lie. Oh no, you tagged both. Appreciate that. Fam, is this? Oh my days. Oh my days. Joy, you're actually a legend. I can't lie. You're actually a legend. I'm not even mad at you for this. Bro, Mike said roast me, so I drew him as an East London Mr. Potato Head. You're a legend for that. You're a legend for it. Bro, this is an amazing drawing. I can't even lie. Look at this. Bro, you got the hair on point. Bro, the hair is so on point. You see, this is why I get trims every 2 months now. Because when this starts doing that, when this starts doing that, bro, that's when you need to get a trim. Because look, this hair here is the one that pisses me off. Because this happens all the time when I'm trying to like pat my hair down to make it look straight. Because sometimes I wake up, yeah, and it just stays like that. But fucking hell, look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Fuck's sake. Big up Connor though. That's an amazing drawing. Big up Don C as well. Looks like your twin. Hey, Don, that's a violation. You're saying Humpty Dumpty is my twin. Fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. What do you think of the football YouTube scene as a whole? Looks like it's in turmoil. I don't think it's in turmoil. I just think there's too much drama. And don't get me wrong, it's like sustainable views for the week. But I was gonna say something about the whole like when people are debating about the type of content like panel shows and stuff like that as well. And the shameless content that was going on in the last international break. Here's what I'm gonna say. There's growth for everyone. There's growth for everyone that can make it on this platform. I do think the meta right now, and it does feel like the only meta right now is to have like a paddle show of already semi big names that you could grow into. But to be fair, a lot of these people didn't just blow up because of the people around them. There's a lot of people that have worked hard to get to those positions, for example, especially like getting to know these people and seeing where they've come from and seeing their previous growth and then watching them to then collaborating with them. It's actually you get to realize how like difficult it is, but also that these men didn't just blow up because my man knew this man and all that. Some people are trying to do that and it's not working for them. I think there's right ways to grow and wrong ways to grow as well. But in terms of the general football scene, to answer your question first before I go on a tangent and not and eventually answer your question, I think the YouTube scene's in a fine space. I don't think it's in fantastic, but I don't think it's like fucking terrible either. What I think it is, we're in a great like stratosphere now where people are getting opportunities to do mainstream things because they blew up their name off YouTube and they grew their own platform. They grew their own platform solo for the most part, but use their connections well to elevate their name and then make it onto like a Sky Sports or whatever. I do think there's different like I can't tell people what people should be doing and what people shouldn't be doing. I think people need to let their like ego get to them. What I mean by that is like you don't have to compare yourself to another channel all the time. You don't have to compare yourself to a channel all the time, and you don't have to like let that get to you where you start crashing out on camera and start not feeding off negativity. I mean, like perceiving yourself as if you are rattled, even though when you're not, because that can be a misconception at times. A lot of people will get themselves into these situations and it will actually look like they're rattled even though they're not, when they're just trying to explain themselves about a situation that they've been with when it comes to a YouTuber or what they think of a YouTuber's content, etc. Um, I think the last year March international break showed how great the YouTube scene is with the tier list stuff and that. I like when everyone's getting into like a creative spark when it comes to different kind of conversations that we have. We can talk about how good the YouTube scene has been and how far we've grown, etc. Not me because I'm no one compared to these guys, but at the same time, I like hearing stories about where they've come from and how they got to their place of growth. Um, I think the YouTube space, there's so many different people to watch now. You want to watch the pure mainstream guys, you want to just watch the shameless panel shows, you want to just watch the solo YouTubers. I personally prefer watching solo YouTubers now because I don't have time to really watch panel shows anymore. But just because they're an hour long, I might just go watch a section or a clip. So if the Terrace or Never a Foul or Football's 12 Man upload a clip, I'll watch a clip of them instead of watching a stream. Or if it's for a certain type of match that's going on, I want to see the reactions to those YouTubers. Now, all I'll be watching for the week. Like if a Big Six team underperforms, I'm going to watch the whatever fan base it is at the time, etc. I think the YouTube scene's in a fine space. Favorite boxing match from 2021 to now. 2021. I don't know if I can remember every single boxing match. Uh, I'd say the last Usyk Fury one. I really enjoyed that. I know it's mainstream, but I watched the mainstream fights. That's all I watched, to be completely honest with you. Um, I would say the last Usyk Fury match. I wish I was like the boxing connoisseur because I can tell you that I've watched every single fight, even the undercards and all that. Usually I just have it on in the background. I barely even had time to watch yesterday's one, even though I did anyway. But yeah, that would be my opinion. Crawford versus Canelo. I'm gutted I missed that one out because I remember I think I was out that night. So yeah, I'm kind of gutted I missed that one. I'll be real because everyone was telling me to watch that, and I was busy that night. So I am very gutted I watched that. I'm very gutted I didn't watch that. Sorry. Um, Back to the Instagram questions. What made you start doing YouTube? Number one by Chris. I got Chris. What made me start doing YouTube was basically I didn't have anyone to talk about football with. To be honest with you, I had none of my friends at the time watch football, and I'm also going to bore my family talking about football all the time. So I was like, should I just upload it? Should I just do a YouTube channel? And that was basically the start of it in 2021. I can't lie. That was the start of it. Just that. Just I was bored and I wanted to talk about football. 4 years ago. 4 years ago. We've had this channel for 4.5 years. Uh, Another one from Chris. Best moment of your life. I guess so far. Best moment. I ain't got one, bro. I can't lie. I ain't done anything. I ain't done anything in life to have the best moment. There's nothing that can stand out. I haven't achieved anything, to be honest. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Big up to Waleed for the question. See yourself in 5 years' time? Well, I'm going to be 27. I'd like to think I'd be a full-time YouTuber or full-time content creator doing something content creator based. I like to think that I'd have my own house and be okay, like okay financially, like I can pay shit. I don't have to like move money around to pay shit and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I'm hoping I'm in that place, and I'm hoping that I've got some recognition when it comes to having an online presence, if it comes from music or YouTube or TikTok. AJ versus Dubois was a fucked fight, bro. I did not expect Dubois to win, but I'm a newbie. Well, not a newbie. I'm a casual. So, but Dubois is a really good fighter. Are you into wrestling much, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA, etc., etc.? No, do you know what? I never even knew what AEW and TNA was until like a few years ago. WWE, there was a few people at school that knew WWE, and a few people I went like to like this football camp with. They used to talk about WWE, and it used to be feel like really left out because I'm like, bro, I never grew up on WWE because my parents never watched wrestling, so I never watched wrestling either. So that was my thing. Like, I just watched what my parents watched, But I had the WWE games, like the 2K games, like 2016, 2017. Me and my friends at the time used to play that, like table ladders, chair matches. Um, Wait for somebody to get up, bang, table. That was the only thing about them games. Yeah, those games were kind of low key rigged because you see, if you're like doing like some table ladders, chairs fight, yeah, or you're just wrestling in general, and you can grab items and shit, like grab objects. Bro, you just wait until you knock someone down, yeah, and you just keep hitting them. Like, how are you meant to get away from that? They just don't let you. It was just so overpowered. Um, what is your family heritage, Max? So I am technically half Indian, half English. My Indian side of my family were all born in Kenya and Uganda. And then they moved to England, like when they were like really young at the time, and moved to East London. So on that side of the family, it's India, Kenya, and Uganda. On my other side of my family, they were born in England, but I've got like family from Italy, Republic of Ireland, and Scotland. And obviously, I'm born here. I'm born and raised Chadwell Heath, all of that. Well, technically, you can't be born in Chadwell Heath, but I'll do a video on that another time on my TikTok. But that is the family heritage, pretty much summed up. So I'm from bare countries. So that's England, India, uh, Kenya, Uganda, Scotland, Republic of Ireland, and Italy. Don't think I missed a nation out. When my uncle found out he was part Scottish, he was pissed off because proper English and all of that. Congrats, Mike, on your promotion from forward to back. When did the promotion start? That's what I want to know, innit? Because you know what's so funny? I could generally fit my whole hand on my forehead. Like that's a family thing, unfortunately. But I think it suits me though. I think if I had a smaller forehead, I think I'd somehow look worse than I actually was. Um, we got to my guy Matthew. What inspires you to be the best version of yourself? Looking back at my past mistakes and being like, I could have done better. I'm a man of accountability and someone that looks at previous things and think that was cringy and stuff. Like I'm someone who looks at like previous actions of my life and be like, oh, that was shit, that was cringy. Like you did that to that person or whatever. Like you was very wrong in this situation. And also just in general to like I see certain people, I'm friends with people, and I'm like, I wish I carried myself like you do. Like a bit more quiet, a bit more confident, um, and just in general, just handle things better. And just goes with their gut a bit more. And I think I'm just learning as time goes by. Just in general, I'm learning to put myself first a lot more. I am learning to, um, what I'm learning to do for me is just like I want to be in a place where I don't have to be the guy that causes the problem. If the problem comes to me, I'll deal with it in my own way and then diffuse it as quick as possible, and just make sure that I don't let my ego get to me. That's what inspires me to be the best version of myself. How long do you big up to Charlie? Big up to Charlie. This question's outrageous. How long do you intend on carrying Alfie and Melon on your shows with them? Raw. Melon and Alfie, I will like I would not have that. I wouldn't have that. But clearly you that's what you, Charlie's been cussing Alfie and Melon for time, man. The shows are going to stay. To answer your question, I don't believe I carry. Me personally, I'll be so honest. Enjoy it is. I'm not just saying this because oh they're my friends. This is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. You know, I get so tired when I'm about to do the panel show, the shows that I do every week. I'm tired, so I'm very glad that another guest is just there, just so they can speak, just so I don't have to speak as much. But I realize I have to just get the energy up anyway, just because I am a host, so I have to get into natural host mode. I might have to recommend you some wrestling matches to watch that are top tier. If there's like a website to watch them as well, I'll actually watch them. I'll try and get into it. Big up Daniel. Why does Mike's look like the thumb? People from Spy Kids. Now we had this on Jay's channel. Yeah, I don't look like a thumb. I don't look like a thumb. Allow me, Tier. Allow me. Don't look like a thumb. Man said a thumb. For fuck's sake, man. I've never been called a thumb before. Do I look like? No, Joe. I actually see it. I actually do look like a thumb. Man said you gotta be more like me, Mike's. I'm assuming you meant to say simple, not simole. But big up Melon. Subscribe to Melon, people. Alfie has more time on his Xbox than actually talking. To be fair to Alfie, he doesn't play games during streams anymore. The only reason why you see him on his Xbox now is because he uses the Xbox for like the internet above. So when we're like searching things, that's when he will use it and stuff. So to be fair, he's not playing. But he did used to do that, by the way. Like FIFA in the background. That's outrageous. That's outrageous. That was outrageous. I had to pat him on that. Mike's what's 3 football YouTubers do you align with, get on with, respect? Prime doesn't count. Only Prime doesn't count. So I'm allowed to say Alfie, Melon, Elijah. I was that the people I'm allowed to say. If you're talking to people outside of the people that you already know already that I do shows with, then it'll be the guys of Capital Conflict. It'll be Jay, Lewis, and Northside. E doesn't count either. Then yeah, Jay, Lewis, and Northside. Is that if that's a boring answer, I could go on. But I'm sorry, maybe you're looking for like YouTubers that maybe you don't know as much. Like for me, I like for example, Lewis put me on. Simple as that. Lewis put me on, very much so. So did Joey and Jimmy, by the way. Big up to them. Jay, I'm just very close with because we don't live too far away from each other, but also just in general, I align with Jay the most. He's my age. We are similar. We are very similar as people. We like music. We like football as well. I'm a very simple person. Jay is someone I can also just talk about anything with. Northside as well is one of the most genuine people you'll meet. Because a lot of people have a perception of every football YouTuber just because we're angry all the time about our clubs that we're like this and we're like that. Northside is a real one. I've been on nights out on Northside. Northside invited me around his house. So I don't have a bad word to say about Northside. He's always tried to help as well. So yeah. Let me go through your comments before I go back to Instagram. I don't get carried on any show. How are you on career mode in a bunch? To be fair to Alfie, he hasn't done that in time. He played a better role in Coneheads. Fuck's sake, man. I'm never gonna escape this shit. Fuck. And this is a roast to me as well, so put your roast in the comments. If you don't have a question, just put a roast in. It's mainly just been about my forehead and height so far, believe it or not, but I didn't expect anything less. Okay, yeah, so that was a fair answer. Okay, technically, okay, that was a fair answer. Do you have to pay extra to take your forehead abroad? Surprisingly not. I did think, though, I was going to go up in kg because of my forehead at some point, but I've never been able to gain weight. But I think the forehead is just, like, naturally just there. So I'm never going to gain weight because of it, because my forehead isn't getting bigger and bigger. Out of the group you do shows with, other than Prime, who is the worst content creator? I'm assuming you're doing other than Prime because he doesn't have a channel. I don't know whether you think it's just because he's the worst at doing content, but worst content creator, Melon doesn't upload enough. So Melon, but Melon has his own life. I know that Melon could be way better than what he is. I would love to see some Melon videos. But I think, to be fair to Melon and Alfie especially, like Melon's been on camera before, but Melon wasn't showing his face until last year, and he got used to being on camera just very quick, like before I knew him. But with Alfie, I think it took a while for him to transition from it's just an off-camera conversation and just answering like questions like just how we would usually in an off-camera conversation to then fully articulate himself and taking shows by the scruff of the neck sort of thing. And I think that's what Alfie has developed really well over the past year. I think I would love to see Alfie and Melon upload a lot more. It's up to them whether they want to, whether they can. And I know Melon has had ideas before that he's already seen by other YouTubers, so he's delayed a couple or whatever. The Melon's an editor as well. Melon can make thumbnails. So, like, he's quite a good all-rounder, to be honest. I can't make a thumbnail to save my life. That's why I just use the Canva thing. And I'm not paying other people to to do thumbnails, and I can't be bothered to have a regular thumbnail person right now when I'm not doing it full time, because that means I have to like rely on that person, and if that person's late, then I'm gonna have to cut them off from making thumbnails and shit like that as well. So yeah, That's to answer your question. That's my opinion. Films that you despise the most. Um, despise. I don't watch many films. I know that's quite boring, but there's. I don't like the Disney Star Wars films. That's one that came to my head. There was a film I watched. I didn't know what was going on. I think it was the Five Nights at Freddy's film. I didn't like that film. That film was shit. I can't lie. I didn't. Like, it just seemed. I know it's based on a game, but it just seemed too extreme. And I only watched it because my friends at the time, the people I was friends with at the time, were watching it. So it's like, cool. It is what it is. I don't think. And don't get me wrong. It's not their fault. I agreed to go, and I didn't like do the whole over complain thing. But like, fucking no. I don't enjoy films. I can't really sit in a cinema like that. I'll be real. Um, so the what like, Star Wars should have been left alone. I know the 4, 5, 6 game came before 1, 2, and 3. They were filmed before then, and they were up. They were released before then. We didn't want another Star Wars film. Like no one asked for another Star Wars film. That's when I used to be quite a nerd as a kid. I was a Star Wars nerd. After I watched what is it, The Force Awakens or whatever the fuck it was, like the seventh film, and then Rogue One after that. Ugh, disgusting films. I don't like those films at all. Um, Man said extra baggage claim because of the forehead. Fuck's sake. Melon cheered me on to racial abuse. I ain't going to abuse you. Fuck's sake. Of course he did, dickhead. Yeah, Melon's dead. Right, that's rude. Mike's original name was Modoc. Melon over Alfie. So John thinks Alfie's the worst, and Charlie thinks Melon's the worst. So what get like okay, in your guys' opinion, I'm assuming Charlie ranks Alfie second worst because he was cussing Alfie earlier. What does Melon have better than Alfie, and what does Alfie have better than Melon, in your guys' opinion? That's what I want to know because you guys know my opinion. I've just said they need to upload more, and Alfie's been doing YouTube for longer, um, so he just has more proof. But I would like to see them upload more, but it's up to them. Canva and Inshallah merchant, yep, facts. Lee Mike's head alone is not his fault. A planet landed on his shoulders. Neil Armstrong and that. Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. A planet landed on my shoulders, bruv. To be fair, I didn't realize that my general head was actually that massive until I realized how short I actually was. My watch alongs are better than Alfie's. I mean, fair. Fair. I mean, John, who has the better watch alongs? Because you watch both of them on a regular. Melon makes thumbnails. His thumbnails are better than mine. They're better than mine. I'll be real. Melon just need more subsidy will look a better YouTuber. That's fair. That's fair. And he can grow if he's consistent. Because the thing is, as well, the reason why it's kind of frustrating from my perspective, just as a friend, Melon and Alfie, they support big clubs. Okay, okay, Arsenal aren't acting like a big club, but you know what? In general sense, especially in the YouTube game, Arsenal are the most clickable club. So, here what I'm gonna say: it's frustrating that they don't upload more because you could grow quicker. Alfie and Melon, if they put their mind to it, they could overtake me very, very easily. And it sounds dumb right now because I'm on 1 point something K. But if they use the algorithm like a little bit better, if Melon uploaded match reactions, he would get much subs. If the bare minimum Melon should be doing right now is fan cams. I've said this to him before. He should do a fan cam 6 minutes. It doesn't have to be that much. Straight after the game, 6 minutes. It's what I wanted Alfie to start off with, and that's how you should always start off with. But yeah, yeah, like that in my opinion. That's my opinion. With Alfie, I think he should do more general Arsenal news video. Like when Gabriel got injured, he should have done reacted to Gabriel's injury. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I don't want to miss any comments. I can't lie, I had a Darth Maul scooter growing up. Connor, I know exactly what scooter you're talking about. Genuinely. I nearly had one of those. I had a scooter. What scooter did I have? I think it might have been Scooby Doo. I could be wrong. I don't remember what scooter I have. I haven't seen that scooter in like 6 years. I used to go around lockdown in my local park with it because it was just like, I'm bored. So let me get out of the house and got a scooter. And like the old school scooters, not like mobility scooters. The real reason Max can't go cinema is the number of complaints he receives about his head blocking people's view. I've got my posture's too awful for my head to block anyone's view. But maybe my head is just that big, to be honest with you. So Piper's the only one really roasting me, which I appreciate. Alfie has more 2 liter Coke bottles than a public archive. Oh, Alfie's old videos are crazy. Alfie doesn't do anything better than Melon as of right now. Ooh. Oh, that's a statement right there. And to be fair, right now I can do kind of agree. Look, I think Melon streams more than Alfie, slightly as well, because they both just do watch-alongs mainly. Alfie short form content on IG is really really good. Alfie's really good at that. Alfie is really really good. Alfie's really really good. At the short form content especially because like the whole what's the intro he does the fucking so let's talk about it. His head just pops out of nowhere from the green screen. I like that shit. I'm glad he's doing more short because I didn't even tell him to do that. He just did that. I thought Alfie and Melon were the same person. Oh my days! I Hyper, you thought Alfie and Melon were the same person. Fuck's sake, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Roche just went left. Yeah, except the TikTok's fair enough. Yeah, but Melon doesn't even have like public social media like that. But Melon doesn't do them either way, fair enough. I said that Melon and Alfie the same person. That's funny, bro. Melon does better watch along, less agenda driven opinions, makes it more relatable when he actually talks, regardless of anyone is in the chat or not. That's what I did say to both of them. I've said to both like I'm always trying to help off camera, but like when they both started, that's the first thing I needed to say to both of them when they started streaming. It's like the thing is, Alfie just does what he wants anyway. Like I can't tell him what to do, sort of thing. I think Alfie doesn't really take on information. He just kind of just does his own thing, which is fair enough. But when I started doing YouTube, especially, I don't really get many viewers now. Big up to the 11 people that are in here smashing likes. But when I first started doing streaming, I was just doing watch alongs to other games. That's the first thing I was doing. I was getting 3 views, 3 live viewers. It'll be the same 3 people all the time. It would be Blanco. It will be Blanco. Blank is the name. Big up Blank. Big up Josiah. And big up Fuego. It would just be them 3 all the time. But I was still talking when they weren't even active. Sometimes it'd be 0 viewers. You have to just keep talking. You have to talk about something about the game. Sometimes you have to turn like co-commentator at times when you're starting to do watch-alongs. Because I didn't realize just do more uploads, you build up this audience, which is what I've semi-done. But at least I get to talk to people now. I think people actually prefer these streams to the shows. It just depends on the day, I think. Also, I'm plugging my latest video. Go watch it after the stream, people. Yes, go watch Elijah's video. I'm gonna properly watch it after this because I was watching back some things I had to catch up on last night. So I'm gonna watch Elijah's video after I do the stream. We'll start doing fan cams now. Yes, thank God, because Melon's gonna grow very very easily, very very easily with his fan cams. Melon whispers on watch. It's okay. I can distinguish you with your long line of European trophies. Yeah, they're fair enough. Fair enough. You don't even do watch alongs, don't chat. Nah, but he's a viewer. He's allowed to do what he wants, bro. Melon's getting rolled. Can't even hold your alcohol, mate. Hey, he can do what he wants, mate. If you watch, you're allowed to judge it. Alfie avoids my comments on his stream, so Melon watch alongs are better. Yeah, he needs to stop. You can't play football, but you still talk about it. So I should comes. Hey, yeah, geez, check. Alfie uploads more, he does more content than me. Fair enough. Alfie's watch alongs are funny just to see him eat. The one that killed me was the PSG one, yeah. We were watching the PSG Arsenal game together. We just turned on like I think Charlie put in the chat, Alfie's just eating bare donuts. I'm like, bro, why? Why is a stream about Alfie and Melon? Allow it. It just got there, innit? I'm loving this Charlie versus Melon in the chat. Fuck's sake. No more international breaks until March, yes. Also, Melon doesn't end this watch along halfway through a match because he couldn't find a stream. I told Alfie allegedly get a fire stick. because I allegedly have one. Melon gets in his feelings more than Alfie. Melon growing easily is Mike. Okay, that's a Y. Okay, that's a Y. All right, fine. Sorry. I forgot to. I keep forgetting to Y up everything. I'm glad the fucking pen game lot, like the community, don't watch this because I get cooked for my next battle. But Melon's easier to trigger because Alfie knows because Alfie will remember you're trying to rattle him in the comments, so he'll just like laugh it off or just go like that. Whereas Melon will easily get into an argument with you and just be like, well, you fuck off. sort of energy sort of thing. So Melon's probably the easiest to the problem is I think when I get angry, I'm like the most like left with it. I just go. Melon will get angry for like a moment, like a couple seconds, but it would be like mega triggered for for those couple seconds. I'll be angry for like the next hour, next 2 hours probably. Alfie just completely Alfie will just ignore you. I'm more talking about like for example GVO show. If you put your comments in, I'll bring them up and I'll ask him in it. And he'll just laugh it off or just like eh. But yeah. I love rattling. Prime gets a taste of his own medicine. It's funny. Yeah, Prime don't like being rattled, bro. Prime don't like being rattled. He don't like being rattled. And I think the funny thing is, John, I think he thought you were serious one time in the comments. That was quite funny. I'm gonna go back to the Instagram questions quick, just because I wanted to clip these up. His brand's the best on RYB. RYB, by the way, is called Rep Your Bars. It's the last bar standing. It's the battle rap thing I do, guys. Just for context, I've got a lot of questions about these as well. What inspired you to start doing content? Big up, Drew. I've already answered that. How does it feel to lose every week? Not nice. Not nice. Thoughts on Yuno? Big up Yuno, bruv. Yuno's my guy. Yuno is my guy, bruv. Like, simple as that. Yuno's a nice guy. Who's top 5 on Rep Your Buzz? So for the people that watched the battle rap thing, you guys were probably 2 different audiences. But I'm going to go with me, Mulot. No order, by the way. Me, Mulot, Brand, Jakeem, and who am I putting 5th? I'd probably say Chris. I'd say that's about 5. Audible mentions Yuna, Forte, Kizzy, Waleed, etc. Archie needs to battle more. Archie needs to battle more, but he would be up there. I said, love you, bro. Big up Miz, but that's a why. Why are you so goated? I'm just that guy. Just apparently I've got insane aura according to some people in the fucking Penguin Clipper comments. I'm just that guy. I don't like using the word aura because I just think if you think a guy has aura, I just think you're a bit of a homosexual. But I appreciate it. If you was to battle on Pen Game, who would you be your first? Who's your last clash? I don't know how I would decipher a last clash, but I would call someone out. Like I don't know. I'd just call someone out that's like the best, or like someone who'd done something like a Smiles, a Ren, or whoever. Like I would just call someone out that's like who would it probably wouldn't take the clash, but I would like to just clash people straight away rather than just working my way to the top. Because if I was to be on Pen Game, it probably wouldn't be for fucking long. And who would be my last clash? I don't fucking know. I wouldn't. How would you decipher who would be your last clash? Which Pen Game battle has been your favorite and for what reason? Big fan. Big up to Liam, also a West Ham fan. That's a damn guy. Damn, looks like Garnacho's got aura. That's crazy. Prime never reads my roast. I mean comments. Fuck's sake. Elijah streams are always a vibe, and it's new faces for me to chat to. Elijah's the best YouTuber out a lot, the best streamer out a lot. And to be fair, what I need to do that Elijah has done very well is build up his own audience of like solo streaming. So I need to add more solo streams. I want to see Mike's versus Candy. Big up Candy, by the way. He's a nice guy. Oh, that would be funny though. That would be a good battle. My favorite pen game. Favorite pen game battle is Dan and Efton versus Smiles and Reels because they all went in. None of them like went below like a 9 out of 10. They all went for each other, and so that's probably the best battle for me. Then again, you could say Dan and Efton versus Driz and Trappy. You could say either just solo battle, Trappy Dandana as well. Those are probably the three I'd say. JM Smiles as well. Yeah, yeah, probably those. But it just if we're talking for the live, but Trappy Dandana as well because I was there live, and I've never seen a crowd like that for something that isn't football. Candy will catch your body. I think you underestimate me, brother. Did you see the Les Ferdinand interview on DR Sports charity stream yesterday? He said that Nuno got the aura of a West Ham manager. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, John, this is what I mean. Like, when people use aura and they say bullshit like this, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does an aura of a West Ham manager mean? Because we ain't had a bald manager in time. We've had receding hairline managers. So maybe they mean because of that. Top five, big up to Mulo. Top 3 Graham freestyles. Oh my god. Hold on. I need to make sure I'm doing the right ones. My eyes just went cross-eyed again, so someone's probably gonna clip that. Clip that if you want. I need to go back to SBTV like warm-up session days and JDZ Media Spitfire days. JDZ Media Spitfire days. I keep skipping words when I talk. Like JDZ Media, they had a few. I'm gonna go Kamikaze warm-up sessions. Is it Izzy Gibbs Spitfire? Izzy Gibbs Spit. I'm not counting Rinse FM. Is it Izzy Gibbs Spitfire? No, Back to Basics. Izzy Gibbs Back to Basics, and Cadell. Not Gimme Grime. It's on one. It's on One Extra, isn't it? It's on BBC One Extra. That's all I know. Yeah, it is Gimme Grime. Cadell Gimme Grime. The Izzy Gibbs one that I just mentioned, and the Kamikaze warm-up session. Yeah, those are my top 3 Grand Prix stars. You might not underestimate you about catching a body, bruv. About catching a body. Back to the fucking bro. My Instagram keeps like reloading every time because I asked these questions like a few days ago, and people were like, what 2 days ago? I put these questions. I was actually out of melon, and I put it out on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. Sorry, I knocked over my mic, so sorry for the sound issues. But yeah, that's why I'm going back on my Instagram. Is that Man United fan cutting his hair? Probably not. I'll be real. I think eventually he's gonna have to give in. Like, what I think is gonna happen with that is that Man United aren't winning 5 games in a row anytime soon. And they might go unbeaten. I think they're already unbeaten for 5 games. But in terms of winning 5 games, the guy's stupid for doing that. He should have said 2, and he probably would have. And he would have ended his streak after the Liverpool game, and then it could have been mad. But he's getting good like thing off this now. But I think when the hype dies down and Man United continue to like stagnate, he's gonna have to eventually just not take. He probably won't take advantage of it, of his online presence, and end up just cutting his hair anyway. Or he'll try doing the thing of cutting his hair, put a hat on, and do normal football videos and act like people never noticed. I think those are the 2 outcomes that are going to happen. I don't think he's actually ever going to cut his hair, but I don't like how people are trying to scapegoat him on the media. Like, United Strand is the reason why Man United are doing shit. Like, get a fucking life. Why do these journalists have jobs when they write bullshit like this? I don't know who rated. I feel like my views just spiked up for no reason, but I feel like someone rated. Favorite up and coming music artist. I don't know whether they're up and coming, but like Arca, Must Be John. Quan, he's a guy who's like a rock artist from Croydon. There's a guy I listened to the other day called Apollo 1K. He's got an EP called Hard Summer EP. He's good. He's good. That Posy, I don't know if he's up and coming, but he's good. I listen to a lot of like underground artists. Underground artists. I don't know why none of these are coming to my head now. But off the top of my head, JD Cliff, I'd say K Spinnett, because he did a song with Jay the other day. Jay's Blacker, for those that don't know. Jay did a song with K Spinnett, so I'm gonna look into more of his music. So K Spinnett, I'll put Jay in there, Blacker as well. Who else did I say? Arca, Must Be John, Apollo 1K, and Quan. And Posy. Those are the ones I'll say. Have you ever worn wigs? If not, when will you wear wigs? And Mulot, that's from Mulot again. I would never wear a wig, and I don't know why there would be a reason to wear a wig. And no, it's not because I'm receding. My hairline isn't receding. Thank you very much. I know the chat are gonna say that. Uh, but come on, I'm never gonna wear a wig. What are we doing here? Top 3 battlers on RYB. Probably me, Mulot, and Brands. Right now, I don't think anyone can say otherwise. I'll be real. I'm not answering that question from Chris's second account. Do your parents know about what racist things you say online? What is wrong with this guy, Chris, man? It's so unhinged, man. And now I will never say anything racist. Darkest bar you ever wrote. Big up Blake for the question. Darkest bar. It's the Charlie Kirk bar I wrote against Waleed. I know that this Somali's hurt. Don't want to hear you spit your adverse. One shot to his neck like bang. Now he's looking like Charlie Kirk. That's probably the darkest part for it. And no way am I underestimating. I heard you say you'd punch up Sufa and then saw you throw a punch. I'll be so honest. Yeah. I'll be real. I'll be so honest. If I'm putting delusion aside and bias aside, Sufa would win a fight. He would win the fight. If there's one thing I can give him, he can fight. I'll be real. But compare my punching to my rapping. I'm considerably better at rapping than I am punching. So I was wrong to say that, because Sufa would punch me up. He probably would. Yeah, I'll be real. I'm just being honest. Anyone you genuinely hate around a community, and he means the pen game community and the pen game fans and stuff like that. I actually don't. I've never had a bad interaction with anyone. I ain't got nothing to spill, anything like that. I had a couple of people that like tried to do things, but I'm not going to say anything. But other than that, I don't hate anyone, and I would never bring that to the public. Anyway, because I don't like drama. I don't give a fuck about it. Good. Is that's all the Instagram questions? No, there's one more. Big up to what's my man's name? Big up to LB. Would you rather be the most intelligent man in the world or the most resilient? Most intelligent man. Because I'm fucking stupid. I would like to have some form of cells up here. So most intelligent. So if the most intelligent doesn't even mean like, as soon as people say intelligent, they mean book smart. They think book smart as well. Bro, if you be the most intelligent person, yeah, that means I can actually make the correct decisions in life. I don't make correct decisions, so give me correct decisions. Like, make my life a lot easier. They'll make my life a lot easier, and that's facts. Most resilient. I don't really care. I don't really care, to be honest. I kind of just want to be smart, bruv. Can't lie. I just realized why you start every sentence with "I know." Why is that hype? I didn't even realize I did that. But to be fair, I usually do the whole "I know" thing if I'm trying to explain something as well. Like, usually when I do the whole "oh, I know," blah blah blah, I've realized I'm like, explaining, I'm doing all these hand actions, and usually it's a question about fucking West Ham or someone that pulled up on something I've said. Keep smashing your likes, people. Keep getting your questions / roasting. Because that's all the questions I've answered. Massive head full of knowledge. Well, at least I can get to fulfill the size. Get to fulfill the size of my forehead. If I am smart. If I am smart, it actually has use. Right now, this has no use. When West Ham were losing, do you think your content got repetitive with the weekly crash outs? Yes. I don't like doing the crash outs. And people probably don't believe me in it because they do well. But I don't like crashing out. I don't like doing it. I'd rather not do it, to be honest. It causes unnecessary amount of stress momentarily, especially because I'd rather not stress about anything in life. But also, when I turn this off, I stop caring. Once I stop doing content, unless people fucking, I don't know why. Yeah, I get it. Like, if you know me through YouTube, you know me through YouTube, innit? But consider this, yeah. I'm gonna put this statement out there. I get it. I'm a West Ham fan. I get you're trying to be nice if you send me stuff about West Ham and stuff like that. But I'll be so real with people. I don't want to fucking talk about West Ham off camera. I don't. I don't want to talk about West Ham off camera. I generally don't. Even if we're doing well, I don't care. I don't care. The reason why as well is because I talk about it all the time on camera. So as soon as I come off camera, I want to chill. I want to chill. It's like when people ask me like, "How was work?" I don't want to talk about work. I was just there. It was like it was all right. End of conversation. I don't want to talk about West Ham. I talk about it on YouTube all the time. Like if you come up to me in public, cool. I get it. Like you see me in public, we've met for the first time. If you know me already, you can talk to me about anything. Why would you want to talk to me about something that you can see on YouTube? Because when I crash out about the things and they get repetitive, the reason why it's getting repetitive is because I'm seeing the same problems all the time. I'm not blaming John for the question, by the way, but it's true. It's true. And the content got repetitive. The content got severely like if we was like up and down all the time, then cool, it might be a bit different in it. But if I'm getting angry, I'm not trying to make people laugh. People laugh more when I'm angry because I'm just saying shit. I'll more try to entertain people when I'm not angry, when I'm not like visibly annoyed. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do, John. I do think it got repetitive, and I don't really want West Ham to be losing for multiple reasons. But an additional reason to of the obvious of me just supporting the club would be that if I'm making content about football, I want to be surprised in a good way most weeks, so I have more things to talk about. That's my opinion. Create an 11 of your very best West Ham players you've seen play, so no Di Canio or anything. Okay. Charlie, you're not gonna. I know you're not gonna like one of the players. You're gonna hate me for one of the players, and obviously, I'm gonna. Obviously, even when you do best 11s or stuff, I always do players I've watched. I would have never put players I didn't watch like the Canny or anything like that either. Um, in goal, it's probably Fabianski. In come the jokes of me looking like Fabianski, but he's probably the overall best goalkeeper we've had. I know a lot of people like Adrian from a cult hero perspective, and Adrian was a very good goalkeeper. I don't know how he kept saving some of the saves he had with his legs. And Adrian was really good for us despite his career at Liverpool. Areola is a good keeper overall, but just the last 2 seasons, he hasn't been as consistent overall in his West Ham career as Fabianski, even though I do think when he played in the season when we finished ninth, it was a good way to move on from Fabianski to Areola. I think it was needed at the time, and Areola had a really good season. But Fabianski overall, and honorable mention, Jaskalainen was really good championship days. Right back, it is for me, Wan-Bissaka. Dave, this Soufal Wan-Bissaka have had some of the best debut seasons I've ever seen at West Ham. Soufal's debut season was amazing. So was Wan-Bissaka's. I think Wan-Bissaka was much better because he had much more to his game, whereas Soufal was very good at standing, tackling, crossing the ball. Elite, and like I would argue, probably I thought he was going to be like an elite crosser of the ball at the time as well. But just in terms of tackling, running, and then crossing the ball into the box, I think he did really well. Whereas Wan-Bissaka was so good 1v1, despite how bad we were. I think Wan-Bissaka for me. Centre backs. Now, at his best. Okay, this is going to be unpopular because I know people are going to say James. I think a lot of West Ham fans would say James Collins because of how much they like him. But I'm going to say Zuma and Ogbonna. We didn't get to see that partnership enough, and I'm not putting it there as a partnership. But Kurt Zuma on his day was really fucking good. I know he had a bad last season, but it wasn't as bad as some of the other centre backs I've seen. Like Winston Reid made mistakes, James Collins made mistakes, James Tompkins made mistakes. They were solid for us overall, but they made mistakes. People don't talk about them, but they did make mistakes. I do like all three of them, by the way. But Zuma on his day, fucking madman. Especially that not lockdown season, the season after lockdown, and the season after that when he was fit. Yeah, really good. And Ogbonna overall, I barely have a bad word to say about the guy. To be honest with you, he also did make the odd mistake because everyone makes mistakes. I'm not saying every game he had was good, but Angelo Ogbonna was a really good defender. So those are my centre backs. Left back is Emerson. Emerson. People are going to say Cresswell. I'm saying Emerson. In terms of left back, I just haven't seen a better left back like that in terms of overall balanced attributes. So for me, Emerson by far. I'm going to make this a 4-2-3-1, by the way. I'm going to say the midfield is very obvious. Declan Rice and Mark Noble. Mark Noble, consistent. I would say, I can't really say consistent because he played for such a long time. But it wasn't like an 8 out of 10 every year. But Mark Noble did enough, definitely, to be in a starting 11 with that. And even not valuing the sentiment of the actual thing in itself. I do think he was good at the basics at the time. Like, for example, I think Kouyaté is a better player. I think Obiang's a better player. Um, I think Souček has had more highs than Noble. I don't think he's a better footballer, but I think he's had better highs. I think we've had a lot of not a lot. We've had a few midfielders that are better than Noble as a footballer in general. I think Noble was a bad footballer. I think he did the basics well, but he did hinder us at times where we didn't need him and we overplayed him because some people overplay their captains. But Noble and Rice, and Declan Rice, do I even need to explain anything? At times he was carrying us. At times he was carrying us. Like, at times he was carrying us. I'm going to be so real. He was. He was. He saved that midfield. He gave Souček a career. And overall, the amount of games he would take by the scruff of the neck. Yeah. Do you know what? Scott Parker's a shout. Scott Parker is a shout. I could probably put Parker over Noble, to be honest with you, because Parker I did watch it in the 10-11 season. Green, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Dawson, Mascherano, cop out, but I don't care. Fair enough. Dawson, I get it. But I think it's more from a cult hero underdog story perspective. I think Zouma and Ogbonna were better, but I understand the Dawson thing. And Dawson would probably be third for me. Paquetá, Payet, Bowen, Tevez. Okay, to be fair, I didn't get to watch Tevez at West Ham. I will come back to every other comment in a sec, but I'm just thinking about Charlie's question. Obviously, Jared Bowen on the right. I'm saying Paquetá, like, honourable mention for Lanzini, honourable mention for Kevin Nolan, but Paquetá got the assist for Bowen for Conference League, and overall just a very good footballer. Dimitri Payet is obviously going to get in this list because he is the best footballer that had application as well that I've seen at West Ham United. The best overall footballer naturally ball to feet is Ravel Morrison for me that I've seen, but Ravel Morrison didn't have the application. And Charlie's not going to like this, but I'm saying Mikel Antonio, and I know he's going to hate me for it, and Charlie can roast me for it because this is the roast me video, so it's where it is. But I'm saying Antonio, top goal scorer. I generally think that if it wasn't for him and Declan Rice, Moyes would have not had a job for a long time because Moyes didn't know how to play any other striker but Antonio, which is his fault. But I think Antonio did also bail him out a few times, to be honest with you. I'm not going to get into the same debate with Charlie about Mikel Antonio because I know what he's going to be like, but that's my list as well. Let me go back to all these comments. It's definitely got use, could land a few jumbo jets on it, or could use as a backdrop for the project Edison. Fuck's sake. These are clever at least. Where will you finish in the table this season, Max? I still think we're going to get relegated. I still think people are going to think I'm mad. I still think we're getting relegated. I'm still saying 18th for now. I need to see more proof. If we win against Bournemouth, I might be convinced. I'm saying might be. And the reason why I'm more cautious on my opinions is because I don't want to jump to conclusions and flip-flop around my opinions all the time. I want to see more proof. I need to see more proof. But if we put in a good performance against Bournemouth and we win against Bournemouth, then I might be wrong still. Doesn't mean I'm going to change my opinion on Nuno. But I still think 18th for now. Moving like that one Chelsea fan on TikTok every week, Potter haunted that man. The reason why, yeah, but Graham Potter is the reason why I feel like this. He's part of the problem, but we all know who it's about. It's the guy who's smaller than me, David Sullivan. What meetup was more fun for you? The first one. First one was more fun. I think it's the balance. I think it's the bias of everyone seeing each other for the first time as a group. But because it was so like, we were happy to see each other, so we didn't need to do fuck all on a day. Like, I enjoyed Tucker a lot. But in terms of the day, I think the first day was much better. Hope you've enjoyed the roast. I feel like I'm the only one roasting. Chat could have roasted Marshmallow. Yeah, Hyper. Like, I didn't think I was gonna get many, but so I thought I'd throw it in just in case. I don't have like audience like E does, unfortunately, but hopefully one day. First meetup was better for me if the doctor told me. I wouldn't be surprised. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Melon was ill as hell. Uh, fair enough, Melon. Would you go to the den? Not for fun. But I would. If we were gonna face them and I got a ticket, I'd go. Yeah, of course I'd go. I wouldn't go in a West Ham shirt though. I've been that area before. It's fucking shithole. Luckily, I'm not a big enough YouTuber where I'm like my face to get recognized around and stuff like that as well. So, yeah. Uh, we were close to going to the den. Oh shit. Oh yeah, Dagger Redbridge. Yeah, we were close to going to. Bro, that game pissed me off, man. Oh, that game really pissed me off. Fuck's sake, bro. Dagger Redbridge started well. I think the first goal was conceded from a set piece, and it was I think it was the right back or the left back that was pissing me off that game. I can't remember which one it was. One of them was pissing me off. What is the one football take that you got wrong and you admit that you got it wrong? I said that Kyle Walker-Peters was better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I said that James Ward-Prowse. I'm going to name a few. The few that I can remember off the top of my head. I said Wan-Bissaka. I said Walker-Peters was better suited, would be a better signing than Aaron Wan-Bissaka before Walker-Peters signed. So when we signed Wan-Bissaka, we're linked to both. We're going to get one. I said Walker-Peters because of his attacking play. And I didn't think Wan-Bissaka was going to be this good. I didn't. The only time where I came around to the Wan-Bissaka thing is when the saga dragged on. I was like, I'm more like getting that idea in mind that Wan-Bissaka is going to be a good signing. And it was more for a case of, well, he's way better than Vladimir Coufal, and he's very good at one thing, which at this point Coufal isn't good at anything at this current moment in time. So it's going to be way better. So I'm thinking in my head, it's actually going to be a good signing. And then as soon as the Crystal Palace debut hit, when he came on as a sub, everything from then is like, yeah, I was wrong. I said Emerson as well. When Emerson signed for West Ham, I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was. I didn't. I thought he was going to be like very meaty. I didn't think it was the upgrade of Cresswell that we needed. That one was terrible. It was a terrible. That was probably even worse take than Wan-Bissaka one, to be honest, because I ended up loving Emerson. I spoke to one of my Chelsea friends off camera, and he was like, "He's not even that bad. He was just second choice for the side." Which I was like, "Okay, fair enough." And lo and behold, Emerson did really fucking well. I do miss Emerson a lot. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I believe in the left backs we have now. I don't think they're better than Emerson. No, I don't. Not right now. But bigger Emerson. Also said that Ward-Prowse needed to just play this. You guys, this is going to shock you because you guys know me from just in recent years, but Damien will vouch. Damien still goes at me for this. When Lopetegui got hired and stuff like that as well. When we were talking about the midfield, I thought Alvarez Ward-Prowse would be a good midfield, and he did like my opinions on James Ward-Prowse Damien at the time, and I was wrong about Ward-Prowse. I thought he would be better alongside a number 6, just playing in his position because he's playing a lot in the 10 and the left wing under Moyes, so I thought he would do quite well. He did fucking awful when he came back. I know my opinion changed on James Ward-Prowse this January when we brought him back from Forest. He was doing shit, and then West Ham kept peddling out PR. And I was really kind of like, why are we peddling out PR for a player that's coming back from loan? I started to kind of already turn on Ward-Prowse. Then he had like a good cameo against Brentford or whatever. But after that, he didn't do fuck all. He did fuck all. He was just genuinely horrendous and a big hindrance towards our team. I'll be so real, bro. So those are the takes I got wrong. I'm never afraid to admit when I'm wrong. If I feel like enough context has been put out there for where I can flip my opinion and be like, you know what? That was a terrible opinion. I got that horrendously wrong. I'll admit it. But I'm always cautious to change my mind, good and bad. Best and worst prediction. My best prediction, I don't get many predictions right, ever. My best prediction was actually in my first year of YouTube. I predicted exactly where Tottenham and Brighton would finish. I predicted Tottenham would finish 7th. That was when they hired Nuno. Was it when they hired Nuno? Did I predict Tottenham to finish 7th? I feel like I got Tottenham to I can't remember which season it was. I predicted Tottenham to finish 7th and they finished 7th, I think. I think it was in the season where Conte got sacked. Whenever they finished 7th, I got that one right. That was the best prediction I had. The worst prediction, I predicted Chelsea to win the league after they won the Champions League in my first season on YouTube. I said, because they got Lukaku now, they won the Champions League, because they got a striker, they're going to win the Prem. I generally said that. That was my worst prediction was that. I thought they would clock on. Because I knew when Chelsea were going to win the Champions League, because when they beat Atleti, I was like, yeah, they're going to go on and win the Champions League. But that's not on camera. I wasn't doing it on YouTube then. So I'm counting the ones on camera. I didn't predict that on camera. So you might think I'm lying. But worst prediction was them winning the league in the 2021 season. Because I thought they were going to when they signed Lukaku. I thought Lukaku turned the corner of his career. Just the wrong fit. And Lukaku isn't a terrible striker. But I feel like he needs a system that's way too specific for him. I'm sick and tired of sacking managers. I don't want to turn into Watford, for fuck's sake. I agree, but we just got to stop hiring bad ones in the first place for us to be in a position to sack them. But we're not going to turn into Watford. When will be the next summer series? I don't know. We'll see what we can arrange this week. But because of the amount of streams I do, and the amount of stuff going on, it's very difficult. Very difficult to arrange what I have to say. But sometimes it's just that I do 4 shows a week in it, so it's like sometimes I just want to chill out. I do want to chill out. And summer series is long as well. It's long. It takes hours. It takes hours to like do all the things we want to address. As much as streaming is meant to be fun and that, it's not fun sometimes when you just want to chill out, especially on a Friday night. I only stream on a Friday when I'm doing something else in the week. So that is also that. I don't think I'm actually gonna. Now that I think about it, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do summer series this week. But we will see. We will see. When is your next holiday? I haven't got anything booked anytime soon. I haven't got anything booked. I'd like to go abroad next year though, so I'm gonna save as much money as possible. I do. And even though I went on holiday this summer, I need another break for this country. I need one. I need more. I actually need one more now. Now that I've been on holiday for the first time since being an adult, when I went to Greece. So to go on another one now, I need to go on. Holiday. Everyone in the group chat, who made the best and worst impression from those you hadn't met? So you're talking like worst first impression. And by the way, the people in our group chat, for those that don't know, it's me, Alfie, AJ, Melon, Prime, and Elijah. Worst first impression. So I met everyone at way different times. Worst first impression. I didn't think Prime liked me, so I'd say Prime. Because when I met Prime, we were vaguely on Joey and Lewis's channel, but the first time I was properly on a stream with Prime was on Arres's channel. And I've said this to Prime before. Prime, when people meet Prime, they just think he doesn't like him because he doesn't like people in general. But when you get to know Prime, he's just like proper nice guy. But I didn't think Prime liked me. He just comes off very like, just sort of like fuck off mood sort of thing. So that was probably the worst first impression I had. The best first impression I had. It was between I'd say it was Alfie. I met Alfie in college though. I've known I met Alfie in college. 2019 August. I don't remember what fucking day we started college, but it was on induction. Again, this guy just looked pissed off. He was with his red hair, his bandana, and he looked fuming at Sutton. I don't know what he was fuming at, but he wasn't actually angry. When we just started talking, we realized we're like 2 of like the 4 guys in our class. When we started talking, this guy's smiling straight away. He's just happy to talk to everyone, like a social butterfly sort of thing. And then yeah, like that was probably the best first impression because I had really good first impressions with Elijah and Melon as well. When I first talked to Melon, like his camera was off. I didn't know what he looked like until I met him. But Melon asked Melon said where he was from because the Dagenham Motor Show was in the background. And he's like, I'm from there. And I'm like, oh, I'm from Chapel Heath because near and whatever. And then we just talked a lot on Joey's stream. And then with Elijah, because I met Elijah through Jay, I think we just got along because of the break room and stuff like that as well. But the best first impression I had was Alfie, because I met Alfie in real life as well. Everyone else I met on camera first. I met everyone else on camera first. Should have got Maresca back in summer 2023, of course, but don't want to pay compensation. Maresca would have been a good appointment at the time. That would have been what a serious club would have done. But listen, people, I am going to end it there. I'm going to end it there. It's been a really good stream, I have to say. We're going to be back tomorrow, 10 p.m. for the GVR show. We're going to do a draft. I'm not going to say what it is yet. You'll have to see when I say it up. But yeah, make sure to smash the like, subscribe if you're new. And yeah, we'll do this again another time. Take care and peace, people.